vlogging again. We're back on the Shop Hop Trail. I'm Bella of Fiber and Fox, in case you're just jumping on this one. I'm a crochet designer and I knit a little bit, and I was asked to go and follow the I-91 Shop Hop Trail ahead of time and do some vlogs and interviews. So today it's another twofer. I am going to You in Windsor, which I would consider to be my local yarn store. It's not the closest to me. There are closer ones, but I just love Rachel and her heart for community and the fact that she's so crochet inclusive. And you've seen her on my channel before. I have a couple other local yarn store day and such vlogs featuring her and her shop. But we're going to go in and do a little formal interview and look around the shop a little bit more and tell you what she's going to have going on for the Shop Hop. And then we're also going to jump up to Granby, Connecticut for, I believe it's Margie's Yarn Crafts. Never been there before, so I'm looking forward to trying out a new shop and, yeah, doing little shop hop things. So, come on, let's go. Windsor, Connecticut, and I'm here with the owner. Hi. Who are you? Tell me about you and your shop.
My name is Rachel Schuster. This is Ewe You Fiber Arts. I opened September of 2018, so just under 3 years. And I'll be even closer to just under 3 years during the Shop Hop, so that's pretty exciting.
We're filming in June.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a small little shop. We're about 600 square feet. People keep saying, I don't know how you keep getting more and more yarn in here. Somehow it just accumulates, and
you always keep it fresh though too. Like you're always rearranging, always getting new shelving, and it's not like stagnant. There's some shops that are like,
always rearranging the furniture. Once COVID hit, definitely rearranged the furniture and started using my couches as shelves, which was probably not great because someday we'll go back to actually being able to hang out in here. I used to tell people that this was a community space fronted by a yarn store, and that's still very much what we want to have happen. And we do meet outside as long as the weather's nice. Unfortunately, today it's going to probably rain, so we might not have as many hangouters, but on any day that it's lovely out, anybody is more than welcome to come and join us and sit with us and make new friends, make projects, whatever it is you want to work on. We're all fiber arts friendly, so crochet is friendly here too. That was my first love, so.
That is one of my favorite things about this shop, is that of all the yarn stores I've been to, this is very much not like, oh, we just put one crochet sample in the corner just to kind of appease you, but definitely feels like you belong and are wanted, which is very nice. Shop hop wise, do you have anything that's going to be a special deal or exclusive or?
So right now, I am working with my local hand dyers. I have 5 local wonderful hand dyers, and what we are going to do is we're going to do a local hand dyer mini set. So you'll get a mini skein from each of those hand dyers to make a project. We will hopefully have a sample ready of probably some sort of shawl or something like that.
I love that.
Somebody will whip up. So we'll have suggestions for you, but definitely not technically a kit, but it will definitely be your 5 local hand dyers, and that is Lean and Lotus, Silver Key Stitches. It's Cup of Tea, and she does all natural dyeing. It's Sassy Black Yarns, and our newest hand dyer in the area, which is Hardware Steady Yarn Company. Awesome. So she's only been out here once for a trunk show, but all of them will actually be here for trunk shows for Shop Hop as well. We're splitting them between the 2 Saturdays. Ooh. So the 14th will be Lean and Lotus and Silver Key, and then the 21st will be the other 3, which is Cup of Tea, Sassy Black Yarns, and Hardware City. So
really
we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, this is the shop if you go back to the LYS Day vlog where I was at, and she has the big parking lot out in front and does really nice community local things.
Yeah, the only one that wasn't able to come that day was Cup of Tea Yarns. So, but they'll be back often, and
I think she's in a
always with something
too.
new colors. They're great people. They're very supportive, and very supportive of them, and we love to see them throughout the community wherever they happen to be.
Fantastic. As far as the shop, I mean, you have a lot in here, but is there something that's exclusive to you guys, or that you would say you specialize in, or?
I would say I work a lot with trying to make sure that things are at a really reasonable price point. I want to make sure that anybody can be making with a great product, and no matter what budget they're on. So I have everything from little $2.50 skeins up into $75 skeins. But mostly I carry a lot of, I really try to focus on my wool-free people. I have a really nice assortment of acrylics that are super soft, super nice to wear even as like knitted garments or crocheted garments. And they will stand up the test of time. So if you do have a wool allergy, that's definitely something that's nice. I have a lot of cottons and cotton blends. And it's kind of surprising sometimes, I think, what you pick up and it happens to be wool-free. So that's really important. I like to have a variety of that.
And you carry most of, or all of those local dyers in the store as well, regularly?
Yes. Right now, the only local dyer I don't have is Hardware City, just because she's so new. I mean, I just met her 3 months ago, literally 2 weeks before Local Yarn Store Day. So I just haven't had an opportunity to really get into her yarns and her bases. But the other ones I do have on multiple bases. I also carry a local dyer out of northern Massachusetts called Beach Bum Yarn.
We'll take you on the tour.
Yeah. She's not been here in person yet, but she does a really amazing job of some crazy neon colors. So if you're looking for something different and bright, she's a new one.
She does sock sets too, right?
She does sock sets, yes, as well. And I think I only have one of those left.
Okay, we'll take a peek.
Yeah.
As far as, I know you said you were a crocheter as well, but what would you say your go-to fiber art is? And are you currently wearing crochet and knitting?
I am currently wearing crochet and knitting, yeah. This is the Julia tee. I kind of did that on purpose. I was like, I gotta represent both. I love this top. This is an old Plymouth yarn that they unfortunately don't make anymore. But this could be done in any yarn. And I love this one in the summer. It's just lovely.
I pondered doing patterns that way, but I know that will launch me into knitting patterns, and I'm trying to focus on the crochet.
One thing at a time, right?
Well, that's beautiful. I love that.
Thank you. My go-to, it depends on what I'm making. I would say garment-wise, I probably make and wear more knitted garments than I do crochet garments. A lot of my crochet garments tend to be summer tops, things that are easy to throw over a tank top, that kind of cover. Yeah. I have not done a crochet sweater, but your pattern is definitely really tempting. We've been talking about that before, but and I don't tend to crochet a lot on like fingering weight, which is probably why that's such a daunting task for me. I don't know. It just seems to, like, people are like, crochet so much faster. I'm like, not when it's fingering weight. It just takes me forever. And I just, yeah. So, for me, I like a nice worsted weight if I'm going to crochet. Definitely like crocheting stuffed animals better than
you have lots of goodies.
Knitting them. It just depends what I'm doing. I like to crochet hats. I like to crochet scarves, but I also like to knit them. So it depends on the pattern and what I'm feeling that day. Yeah. But yeah, most of my garments, my wearable garments, and my shawls, I would say, well, shawls are probably 50-50. But most of my garments are going to be knit end. Yeah.
Do you spin or weave at all, or
I don't really weave. I have a inkle loom that's hiding up in my attic that I just kind of never get around to touching. I do spin. I have a pet Angora rabbit. So I have a lot of Angora fiber on my hands, kind of, 4 times a year, because he has to get shorn every 3 months. So I have a lot of that, and I really haven't played with it as much as I would like to. I do have a lot of wool that needs to become yarn someday. So, and I do have a few skeins of my handspun here in the shop for sale. Nobody really ever pays attention to them, but they're there if anybody's ever really interested. Spinning's hard, at least for me, especially as a yarn store owner, because I think one of the things that, of course, we all run into is we ran out of yarn, right? And so when you buy yarn, you're expecting to be able to get more in the case that you run out. When you hand spun it, or you're buying hand spun, you've got what you've got, and there's a great possibility you'll never have that again. So that's the downsides, I think, to people buying hand spun.
Yeah.
But it is lovely and it is fun. I prefer wheel spinning instead of drop spindle, but I do sell drop spindles here at the shop. Wheels are just too big.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun, and if anybody's interested, I do have a really amazing local lady who does spinning and does lessons. So I can always hook you up with that. But we do a lot of needle felting. So I do have fiber for either of those activities here in the shop, but I have a lot of needle felting stuff. Books, starter kits, everything. We are going to be doing a needle felting project over the summer with the Monarch Butterfly program here in town, so that's something else to look into. So, you know, there's always like kits and things available for stuff like that. And, you know, fiber arts, because fiber arts are good. And as far as the weavers go, I'm, again, not personally a weaver, but I do have yarn that would very much work for weavers. I know bamboo pop is one of them, and people love weaving with it. It just has a great sheen to it. It makes lovely things. So that would probably be my number one suggestion for weavers. But there's always other things that can be useful. So
you mentioned the spinning teacher. Are you still doing classes?
I am doing classes. I kind of never stopped. We kind of were doing virtual as much as we could during COVID, which was difficult, but we made it happen. And most of my classes are one-on-one by appointment, so we work on whatever that person's schedule is. You're more than welcome to come and hit me before my store hours, during store hours, or after store hours. So if you...
That's a lot.
I know, it's kind of nice. And even on days I'm not open, if I'm, you know, planning on teaching you a lesson on a Sunday afternoon, I'm more than happy to come in and do a Sunday afternoon lesson. And again, that's because people work and they still want to be able to make stuff and learn stuff. And there's always something new to learn in this. I don't know everything.
Yeah.
So there's things that I learn from my local people all the time and vice versa. So yeah, lessons are super important and they are constant. So anytime you need help with that, I also do finishing work. So if you have that sweater that's been in pieces for 40 years, trust me, it happens, and you want it put together, I'm more than happy to do that. I've had people come in with store-bought items. This is my favorite hat, my favorite sweater. It's got a huge hole in it. Can you fix it? Yes. Hopefully. Always hopefully. But usually it's in enough of a repairable state that we can work on doing something. So
I asked one of the other shops what was the scariest item they ever had to repair, and I don't think you can top this answer. I'll tell you after. But what is the scariest repair you've had to make happen?
Scariest? I don't know if scary is the right word.
Okay.
I've had like those nice Irish net cable sweaters. Like one lady, she like wore through like a shoulder, I think, from putting her purse on her bag. So I had to reconstruct cables. That was pretty difficult. I see those sweaters a lot, I think just because they're pure wool.
Yeah.
I had a gentleman a couple of years ago that came in and he had a huge hole in his elbow, and I literally cut out the hole because there was nothing there, re-knitted a patch in very close similar yarn, and then Kitchener stitched it into the space. So that was probably the most difficult one I've done. I don't know about scary, so go ahead, top it.
Someone brought in a sweater he had run over with a lawnmower.
What?
She had to put it back together. I was like, oh, okay, yep, you win that question forever.
Wow.
So yeah, can be done, I guess. As far as I know, you do the classes. We do virtually still. If anybody's interested.
If I could, yes,
Okay.
I always offer that if that's something that's going to make somebody more comfortable. I'm happy to FaceTime. I'm happy to Zoom call, whatever it is that's going to work out. It's much easier to do that with people who already have some sort of basis than it is to start a total beginner. So just kind of keep that in mind. I also do offer some online virtual classes with somebody named Pam Gershwin. Oh. And she does all kinds of different things, and you're always, if you use my code, which I'm including my emails or posts that I do on Instagram, you can always get 10% off those classes. She does everything from brioche to specific little projects to kind of anything in between, and she does those all virtually as well. And as a bonus, if you buy the supplies for the class, you get 10% off your supplies as well. So not only do you get 10% off the class, but you save on the supplies if you buy them here. So
we're going to take a train break. There's a train. Pause.
Pretty much have a new one about every month to 6 weeks. By the time the shop hop comes, our next project is in a yarn called Nuna, and I don't recall the name of the shawl pattern off my head, but it's kind of a neat one. It's got kind of like big holes in it that changes colors, and anyway, it's got big holes in it, and you're basically casting them off and then recasting on to make those spaces instead of like triple yarn over. So it's a little wild, and it should be a lot of fun, but we do those virtually. Knit alongs are going to be Tuesday nights, and crochet alongs are Monday nights via Zoom. And if you buy the yarn, then you can join that knit along for free. If you want to use yarn from your stash, then it's just $10 to join.
Is that something that non-local people could join? Obviously.
Oh, absolutely. I have a lady that's in Rhode Island, and she does pretty much every one of them. She's awesome. So I'm happy to ship whatever I need to do, and yeah, I make it work.
All right, and that segues well into you have an online shop at this point, right?
I do have an online shop. I try to keep it as updated as possible. Sometimes when new yarn comes in, it takes a couple weeks to get it up there or get the colors up there. Being basically a one-woman show, that's time consuming. But if you are local and you come in store, then you're going to find all those new products a lot faster. But I do have an online shop, and my website's kind of funny. It has two sides. So if you go to ewenewfiberarts.com, you end up kind of on my informational side. That's going to give you links to sign up for classes if you want to do it that way. You can link over to the shopping side from there as well. It's also going to give you bios. It's going to give you videos, like when you did the local yarn store day video. I try to keep those things up there.
Cool.
We did an interview with Better Connecticut probably 6 months after I opened, and that video is up there. So anything that's kind of like related to the shop, it'll be up there. Pictures, that kind of stuff. So if you're looking for something in particular, or you want to know more about anything, that's where it's going to be.
Good. And I'll make sure I'll link all both website pieces down below the video as well.
Awesome.
And you're on Instagram, Facebook, all the places?
All the places. Yep, Instagram, Facebook. Don't do any of that Twitter stuff, but those two things, absolutely.
Okay, and I'll have those linked as well. All right, that's pretty much my spiel. Is there anything else you want to tell us about yourself or your shop or the shop hop?
Not that I can think of. I think we covered everything that's going to be hopefully going on. And we're looking at getting some new products in from a couple of different places. So we should have new things like coffee mugs and wine glasses and earrings and new stitch markers. And so all sorts of fun little things to look for, as well as, you know, our lovely plethora of yarn.
All right, let's go look at the lovely plethora of yarn.
Okay, take a little tour. When you enter the door, you're going to walk into this lovely rainbow. All of my acrylics are going to be up here in the front area. You've got DK, worsted, bulky, multicolor, single color, whole nice variety. And then we come into kind of the seating area. We've got some cottons here hanging out on the table. This little area here is going to be what I call sock island. So that's only going to be your sock weight yarns. With the exception of there's no hand dyers over there. The hand dyers are going to be hanging out over here. They have their own lovely shelf, just because they're so amazing, and they definitely deserve to have their own space and be shown off well. Da, da, da. That's Bella's shawl. Which that was a lot of fun to crochet, and all the knitters come in and they go, "Oh, it's crocheted, but I don't crochet," and I go, "Sorry, like, too bad."
Guess you have to learn.
As we go back in this way, we have our bulky and super bulky section, and you're going to find a variety of fibers there, ranging from alpacas to acrylic blends to wool blends to totally like not real fur at all, but it's awesome and soft. And then we're gonna head down towards our worsted area, And again, you have all kinds of blends, everything from, again, that polyester fun fibery stuff to your acrylics, super washes, and then pure wools and some blends. As we round the corner, we kind of enter our cotton zone. So this is our cottons and cotton blend zones. Bamboo Pop's probably one of my most popular yarns by far. It's just a great yarn. So we got lots of cotton choices here to make everything from wearables to baby items to whatever your desire is, even dishcloths and that kind of stuff. More cottons. I got lots more cottons behind me too. This whole aisleway is all cottons. Most of what's on this shelf is all new stuff that I got for summer. Again, trying to keep those wool-free people well stocked. We kind of come back behind here. You'll see some stuff kind of hanging out on this couch. This is all our ready-made items. I do have some ready-made socks, and we do hats and scarves. So for the non-knitters in your life or the person who wants to pick up a quick gift, there are options for that. We have all of our needles and hooks here. Also the only person in the regional area that carries the Furls crochet hooks. I'm really big on ergonomics, so I don't sell any straight needles. Everything's going to be circular needles. I'm big on the ergonomics even for crochet, so we want you to be able to work as safely and as long as possible when you have the time to be working. So, and we have our little clearance area. And our books. Have a variety of books. I'm really particular about what books I carry. I want to make sure that it's stuff that you're going to want to make, things that you can make in a timely fashion. I'm always trying to get in some of the newer books that are available, and especially crochet books. I have a whole rack over here of crochet books, again, ranging from wearables to little stuffies to succulents to stitch dictionaries, trying to get you all covered.
This book is just the best. And him.
And then this is our kind of needle felting section, other miscellaneous things that you might need, like pom-pom makers and stuff. Fiber for needle felting or spinning. More stuff for needle felting. I do have a little bit of blank yarn if you wanted to hold your hand at some hand dyeing. I once in a while do a hand dyeing class, usually early fall, so keep an eye out for that. I have a bit of macrame fiber here. And then as we head down this wall, this is going to be our DK weight and sport weight wall for the most part. Usually, again, blends. I do have a couple of wool-free down here. I have a couple of recycled down here. Everything from pure alpaca to all those things in between, and even some cashmere. So, got a little bit of everything, and then just a tiny bit of our lace weights over here. And, of course, need some mohair. So we have 50 shades of mohair. And that kind of, I think, takes you about all the way around.
Okay, so that was You and You. Rachel's just so delightful. Little haul video. You guys are going to laugh at me because depending on when you watch, like how I put the videos up in whatever order, you'll realize that I've shopped for the same project multiple times and keep reallocating the yarn to different projects because I get it home and I'm like, oh, but actually you could be this. So again, I have shopped for Joji Locatelli's linen staple tank because I have actually found linen in sport weight, which is what I was looking for previously. So this is 68% linen, 32% cotton. It's by Fibra Natura. No idea. and the yarn is Lena. Never heard of it. It was one of the ones that she had on her sale rack, but it is actually Sport Weight. Oh, it's by Universal Yarns. And the color is Sterling. So I'll have a little bit of excess, but 3 skeins of this. It's got that real linen. This is how you demonstrate yarn, guys. That real linen cotton feel, and now it's fluffing little linen cotton fluffies. But yes, I am going to eventually make this staple tank. I think it'll probably be in this, because I did want linen, and the other ones I got were wool, and I've now turned them into a sweater project. But yeah, thank you for coming along to You and You. And if you're in the area, I really encourage you to check it out. All of these stores, definitely if you are local or around for the shop hop, check them out. But You and You has a special place in my heart, so check that one out. And thank you for coming along with me, and I'll see you in the rest of the shop hop videos in the second half of this Windsor Granby shop hop situation. We're going to Margie's Yarn next, so catch that video soon. Thanks, guys. Bye.